Go crazy, go crazy. No room for you to be lazy. Go crazy.
Hey guys, welcome back to our Crazy Games podcast. We have a great guest today. We're so fortunate to have a representative from the Boys and Girls Club. We have Erin Nicoloso. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you, and you're way beautiful. You're way more beautiful than I thought.
Back at ya.
Awesome. But we want to talk about how the funding cuts, we had a recent scare about the funding cuts that the Boys and Girls Club might have been receiving or not receiving, and just wanted to kind of get your take and, how did Boys and Girls Club take that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us here and letting us bring to light the impact that Boys and Girls Clubs of Palm Beach County makes. And you bring up a great point. We, this summer, were very, very on edge that we may not receive our 21st century funding. But thankfully, that came through. And
Awesome.
So that a lot of the community knows, a lot of our clubs rely heavily on the federal funding, which is the 21st century. So those are community learning centers, and with the cuts to this funding, it could leave many children, not just Boys and Girls Clubs members, but a lot of kids in the county without services after school and during the summer months. So we were very fortunate that the community rallied together to, really fight for those funds to come back, and we were fortunate enough to get them again.
No, I know that you were kind of waiting for a while, like hanging there, because I was notified that, hey, no more funding next year. Sorry, we're gonna have to cut, Crazy Games. So we're like, oh no, crazy. We do so many jobs, especially out in the Glades and
Yes.
Pahokee for a lot of those kids that are in, underserved communities. So we're like, oh no, but that's not gonna be good. We're cutting the physical, fitness and activity for them. But I actually was at a networking event recently, and one of the senator's secretary told me, oh no, Boys and Girls Club's gonna be fine. So I was like, woohoo, that's awesome, because it was, you guys just pretty much were notified recently that, so for a couple of months, you were still scared of, hey, we're not going to have any funding.
Yes, we were just notified right before school started in the very beginning of August. So we were very fortunate, and we're very thankful for our legislative leaders here that really rallied for us up in Tallahassee, and Boys and Girls Clubs of America as well. So we came together and we did it, and now our kids can continue to have those after-school programs and services.
Yeah, that was a day you probably wanted to shoot off fireworks and do a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness, wow. So yeah, how many Boys and Girls Clubs do you guys have in Palm Beach County? I know you have quite a few.
Yes, we have currently 20 clubs here in Palm Beach County. We serve all the way north to Jupiter, all the way south to Boca, and as you mentioned, out into Pahokee and the Glades. So we serve around 31,000 kids in the community.
Wow.
And then we're very excited to announce that we just broke ground on our 21st club this spring, and we're excited to hopefully stay on track with our construction and open next spring, 2026.
Okay.
And that'll be located at the Dreher Park.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's a great spot. They have the zoo there, and that
we
huge,
got the Cox Science
huge park.
Center, so great partners.
Nice. That's good news. I actually love the teen center out in the Glades. It's beautiful. It's very modern. It's a really nice facility that you guys made out there.
Yeah, that was great, and a great addition to the Rolodex that we have of clubs, and it's got so many different programs and initiatives for the teens out there, and it's we were thankful to open it during COVID when honestly we needed it the most.
Yeah, I notice sometimes when I go into the centers, you have pictures on the walls in the lobby of different I don't know if they're high school students that have gotten awards. Can you give us a little information about what that is, a program, and why they're being highlighted at the clubs?
Yeah, so that is our Youth of the Year program, and it's really geared for our juniors and seniors in high school.
Okay.
And it's a character and leadership program. So the requirements for the juniors and seniors to apply is they have to have attended the club for at least 2 years. They have to have a certain GPA and a certain amount of community service hours. And what they do is at our 7 freestanding clubs, they compete against their peers to be their club's Youth of the Year. And it's a whole application project. There's a judging process, and then we crown 7 different club youth of the years.
Okay.
And each of those members end up winning a 4-year university scholarship here in Florida, thanks to the Mary Alice Fortin Foundation. And after that, they go on to compete against each other to win the title of Palm Beach County Youth of the Year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity for these kids. The transformation that happens from September when they start the process all the way to February at the culminating event is, really transformational and impactful. And like I said, at the end, the culminating event is at the Kravis Center in front of about 400 people. And the last part of the process is they have to give a memorized 3-minute speech.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Could I do that now, even in all the experience that I've had? Probably not. They can't have any notes. It has to be fully memorized.
Wow.
Yeah. Incredible.
Training them to be actors too, right?
Yeah. And so at the end, there is one winner out of the 7, and that winner wins a Florida college scholarship plus room and board.
Wow, that's a big price tag.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for these kids, and obviously takes a real takes the pressure off of the parents to be able to afford things, like room and board that we often take for granted.
Yeah, no, that teen probably would not be able to even go to college because a lot of these kids are coming from, underserved communities, and a lot of times their parents are working 2 or 3 jobs, so they're not there to give them structure and guide them and push them to even go for college, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, some of our seniors that win this award are some of the first generation in their family to go off to college. So
that's great.
The stories are so impactful, and we welcome these kids back every year. The previous winner gets to come and give a speech and kind of update us on where they are at. So it's really an impactful program.
Yeah. Well, it's also setting a foundation for structure for them because they're learning how to start something and finish it and complete it, and then they have that accountability through the Boys and Girls Club. So that's awesome. That's so awesome.
It's great. So it's one program that always leaves me with a tear in my eye.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been doing that? Is that something that was founded at the beginning of Boys and Girls Club, or is it something a new program?
So it's a Boys and Girls Clubs of America initiative. So they have Southeast region winners. So once our Palm Beach County Youth of the Year winner is awarded, then they go off into the Southeast region, and they compete against other Florida clubs, Georgia, and then ultimately there's a Boys and Girls Clubs of America Youth of the Year.
Yeah.
And the prizes are obviously endless, but we've been doing this about, I believe we're on our 14th year.
Wow.
So yeah, it's an incredible program, and we just continue to grow it.
Yeah. I want to go back to what we were talking about, how you guys had that scare about maybe not having funding. What were some of the talks behind the doors of Boys and Girls Club of what are we going to do, to keep these clubs open?
Well, it took a lot. We have over 400 plus employees.
Wow, that's a lot.
In the organization, both part-time and full-time. But we have over 132 certified teachers, and most of them are funded by the 21st Century program. So obviously that was a scare, but we never want to let anybody go, and we don't want to, lower the impact that we're making. So we really were in hopes to not lose any programming or staff, and we really just behind closed doors, we're going out to our donors and our supporters and legislators to kind of really push to ensure that we got the funding.
Yeah.
And then also, really showing the numbers on what this program does inside the clubs after school. It allows us to do the after school academics, which is obviously very important. We're trying to get all of our 3rd graders to be on reading level and our 4th grade math. So, we were really not in hopes of ever losing the programming or staffing, and we were just going to go out and lobby for ourselves and fundraise and find different avenues
Okay.
on how to bring in additional funding.
I like that. You guys are a fight for the good, right?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. That's great, great. On one of my previous podcasts, I talk about nutrition, about kids and aftercare programs and how important it is. What does the Boys and Girls Club do to kind of help with nutrition for the kids that that come and attend at the Boys and Girls Club?
So we have quite a few programs when it comes to nutrition. One is our gardening program, where we partner with Fresh RX at our club sites.
Okay.
And they come in, and there's a full garden in the back of the clubs.
Oh, nice.
So right now we're in the process of killing all the weeds from the summer because it was
Right?
not time
Yeah.
to grow.
Summer was a takeover.
Yeah. So we are currently prepping our garden beds. And what happens is the club members come in with our partners at Fresh RX, and they plant different herbs, fruits, vegetables, and they harvest them throughout the season. So they'll go out there, they'll water, they'll pick the weeds.
Okay.
And then they'll pick the fruits and vegetables, and they'll use those inside the kitchen. And then at the end of the harvest season, they'll come in and we'll bring a local chef, and they'll prepare a meal for
Okay.
our kids and families using their herbs and fruits and vegetables.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, so it really teaches them that they can do this at home.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't cost a lot of money to have healthy foods. So that's one aspect of our nutrition. And then during the school year, we provide all of our kids with a healthy snack and dinner while they're at the club.
Oh, nice.
So when they come in from school, they go straight to put their backpacks down, they let out some energy, and we feed them their snack. And then around dinner time, we give them dinner.
That's great.
Yeah, so it helps relieve the parents that they don't have to go home and cook dinner
And that's
for their
all
family.
included with their regular membership.
Yes, absolutely,
Wow.
for the $30 a year membership.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then
What a
during the
blessing.
summer months, they get lunch and dinner.
Okay. Well, that is such a huge cost savings for the families too and parents, because food is so expensive now,
Yeah, the rising food cost is obviously impacting our families. And we have other local community partners such as Blessings in a Backpack, the Palm Beach County Food Bank, that are delivering backpacks or bags full of non-perishable foods that the families can take home on the weekends. That'll really get them through to Monday, when most of our kids go back to school for the food distribution that their schools provide them.
Yeah. That's awesome. I didn't know all that about Boys and Girls Club. We go in there and we do, all the field day games and stuff. And we're in and out most of the time outside or in the gym. But I heard you say something about a kitchen. So you guys actually teach them cooking skills too then?
Yes, as you
Okay.
mentioned out at the Teen Center, that building has a full-service industrial kitchen, which
Wow.
we use to help teach kids how to cook.
Okay.
We have junior staff and junior counselors, and one of the things that they do is help to prepare the meals. So we're really preparing them for the real world.
Okay, no, that you have to know how to cook if you want to eat well.
Yeah.
And I love that you're using fresh herbs, because nothing tastes better than food with fresh herbs.
Yes.
I cook a lot with fresh herbs, and once you use fresh herbs, it's like I don't want to use bottled
Yeah, you never wanna
stuff
go back.
anymore. Yeah, no, it's so good. I'll have to come and do a cooking class for you guys one day. That'd be fun. I love
Yeah.
to cook. I'm
Oh,
a
well,
creative.
maybe I could learn some from you.
creative cook. I don't follow recipes. My mom's like, "Aren't you scared to cook and then it's going to turn out bad?" I'm like, "No, just smell everything." But it always turns out good. My son's a huge fan. He's like, "Mom, you need to open a restaurant."
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can come to any of our kitchens.
Right? Yeah, it'd be fun. Get those kids in there cooking and being creative. Awesome. So cool. But yeah, I'm so happy you got to come out on this podcast. And, I feel like everybody's really getting to know a lot more about Boys and Girls Club. Give us a little information of how someone can get involved. If you have, a child, how can they get signed up with Boys and Girls Club?
So it's very simple. All they have to do is visit our website, bgcpbc.org, and click the Register Now button.
Okay.
There's a few steps to take to register your kid, but it's $30 a year annual membership, and that provides the snack, the dinner, all the
Wow.
different programming that we offer at the clubs, field trips, and fun and a
Yeah.
safe environment for kids to come after school.
Yeah, and you guys, I have to testify, you guys do spend a lot of money on the kids to make sure they have a good time and have fun and they're physically active, which is important because a lot of schools don't even have PE anymore, and kids aren't getting that physical element. That's like the first thing to go. You know, when funding goes, forget it. We're not exercising anymore.
Absolutely.
You know, so but I think that's great that you guys really have you know, put an importance on nutrition and, you know, teaching them about cooking and life skills, because so many of those teens, especially, they're not brought up with that type of guidance, you know, so they're learning all those things that are really going to benefit them in the future.
Yeah,
which
and I
is
mean,
really
you know,
great.
thanks to you guys at Crazy Games, you know, honestly, we couldn't do it without community partners like yourself that are coming in and bringing your services to our kids.
Yeah.
You know, that's a real big part of who we are, is part of the community. So, you know, we work with organizations like yourself that come in and provide the services for our kids that we can't provide.
Yeah.
We're not the experts at everything, so we really lean on community partners to come in and provide their expertise, you know, so that our kids have a great experience. We don't want to be their second school of the day,
Yeah.
where, you know, it's just strictly all about education. We want them to have fun and, you know, make new friends and, you know, really be a second home to them.
Awesome. Yeah, no, teens can be a difficult group to try to see, like, what do we need to do to entertain them, you know? So, like, that's one thing we've put a lot of focus and time of, like, let's develop games specifically for teens. Like, kind of, they like more risk factor stuff.
Yep.
You know? What would you say is kind of, like, the majority age group that you guys target to? Is it, like, the elementary age, or do you have a lot of teens as well?
Yeah, so we serve ages 6 to 18,
Okay.
so elementary through high school. And we're putting a big emphasis right now on the teens. As you know, teens kind of are their own feet, right? So they can kind of choose where they want to go after school. Their parents can't really force them at that point. They can either hop on the bus and head to the club. They can walk to the club, they can bike, or they can go home, or they can go to a friend's house.
Yeah.
So we're really starting to make a huge push more towards the teens to get them into the clubs. And we're utilizing after hours. So from 6 to 8, we're doing a teen takeover. On Friday nights, we're doing teen night, so they can bring in their friends. We're
That's
having
great.
basketball games,
Yeah.
movie screenings, you know, dances, glow nights, you know, trying to really think outside the box and find ways that encourage them to really want to come to the club, and they're not forced to come to the club. And I mean, we have a huge community of the 6 to 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
And, you know, our big initiative there is really the academics piece. So really making sure that they're on track.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the stats right now for people on reading level and math is staggering. So we want to be that community partner that can really help get the kids on track and continue.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of programs overlook the teens. So I think that's great that you guys really are focusing on the teens, because actually the teens have the highest suicide rate right now. We're actually going to be donating a big kid zone at Meyer Amphitheater on September 27th. It's called Rainbow Palooza, and they're going to be doing a huge teen suicide awareness event with all kinds of resources. So maybe even Boys and Girls Club could come out there with a booth and have a little, you know, tent or whatever. But we're gonna donate like probably about $4,000 worth of inflatables.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, but I'm like, hey, if it saves one kid's life, like, it's worth the money.
Yes.
You know, because it's like I didn't know that teens had the highest suicide rate. Like I know, like, you know, my own uncle committed suicide. You know, a lot of people that were in the military, they have like those issues, you know. But I'm like, how come the teens have it when they have like no stress? But I think it's all the pressures and all these things. But that you guys have all those programs and things for them to do that really helps, you know, help with their mental health and social skills, you know, which is so important, because some teens, when they're just sitting behind the computer and they're isolated, that's so unhealthy for them. So unhealthy.
And, you know, you mentioned a total trigger point of the suicide rate. It is so high amongst our teens, and a lot of it has to do with cell phones and social media. You know, they're comparing themselves to unrealistic, you know, expectations, or so, you know, when they come to the club with the teens, we're really trying to get them off their cell phones. And, you know, we've now have a new program related to our career and workforce readiness program, where the kids put on VR sets. So, you know, a lot of them know what a VR headset is and they know how to use it, but we're using it for careers, so they can put themselves into a operating room and pretend like they're a doctor. So they can pick different
Okay, that's
career
awesome.
aspects that are really cool. So we're trying to incorporate programming for teens that they're familiar with and that it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, we also take them on college tours in the summertime to really
great.
expand their horizons. We just took them to Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
So they went to a bunch of colleges in Atlanta and Florida State and FAMU on their way back into Florida. So really making it more of an experience for the
Yeah.
teens that excites them and makes them want to come to the club.
Yeah. No, I feel like, especially when I was a teen, you know, you want that acceptance from people. And now, you know, with social media, you know, if someone doesn't accept you as a friend, they take it very personal. So I feel like, well, I didn't even let my son have a cell phone until he was like, 15? Because I didn't like all that stuff. But he doesn't even use it hardly anymore. He's not a phone person, thank God. But no, I just feel like my heart goes out to teens because they deal with a lot more pressures than we had, you know. But just I feel like if you're a teen, just remember, be a kid, enjoy being a youth, have fun. Like, you're never too old to play and have fun. Just have a good time, get your friends, and you can still play tag. You can still do, you know, I've seen even they have one that's like rock, paper, scissors tag. Like, make some fun things, you know. You're not too cool to have fun, you know.
Yeah, and you know, we have a great athletic program too at the clubs. You know, a lot of our kids might not be able to afford the after-school community sports, the rec leagues, because it costs your uniform and the supplies. So at Boys and Girls Clubs, we have a flag football team.
Okay.
And all of our clubs compete against each other. And then
Nice.
that winning club will play against the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward. So, you know, it's a little bit of that camaraderie, it's teamwork, it's friendly competition. We've got basketball. So, I mean, we really kind of have it all.
Yeah. And as a teen, it's fun to meet other teens in other areas. You know, you're all like boy crush, girl
exactly.
crush, you
And
know.
you go to different high schools and then you meet up with other people. You know, it's a great social aspect, and it really is, you know, just another place for them to hang out and make new friends.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Well, I feel like it was a really great conversation about Boys and Girls Club, and I just wanted to kind of like, why were you drawn to work for Boys and Girls Club?
So, you know, it's funny you asked that. A lot of people ask me that question because I came from corporate marketing previously. And, you know, the question is always, why'd you go to nonprofit? But, you know, at the end of the day, I grew up here in Palm Beach County. So I'm born and raised here, went away to college and came back. And I really wanted to put my mark on the community.
Yeah.
I have a 14-year-old here that's now in 9th grade. And, you know, you just see the what's going on in the world today. And I really wanted to make an impact in some way. And Boys and Girls Clubs is a place where kids can feel at home. And it's a safe environment for them to go after school. And you have to look around, and we live in this beautiful area of Palm Beach County, which we think is just full of influential and money. But there are pockets of poverty. And, you know, it's really important that every kid, whether they're what circumstances they have, you know, they live in a single parent home, but it's important that everybody has the same opportunity and to grow up with, you know, a goal to be successful and be able to provide for their family. So, you know, it's really important for me, and, you know, we're helping the youth be able to discover their full potential, and that to me is so important. And, you know, I hope that my son has that. And so I think that giving back to an organization that allows every kid here in Palm Beach County, no matter their circumstance, that opportunity is really what drew me to Boys and Girls Clubs.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled that you're still going to get the funding for Boys and Girls Club, and that you guys are still going to be full throttle. And congratulations on the new location that's going to be built over in Dreher Park Zoo. That's going to be, I know it's going to be an amazing facility.
Yes, that'll be our signature club now.
Is that going to have a big gym too, like most of the clubs?
Yeah, so it'll be we have a full-size gym. It'll have a teen and career workforce center.
Nice.
It'll have a cafeteria. It'll be a teen building so that they're off from the kids and kind of can feel like they've got their own space.
Yeah.
So, we're super excited, and we've got, you know, great community partners and donors that really made that happen in record time, the funding. So we are thrilled for that new building.
And when is that scheduled to open?
We're scheduling for spring, summer of 2026.
Okay, so pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
If all things go as well as planned.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so great. Especially with the whole scare of like, oh my gosh, we have this new building being built, and now like we and I might get funding. So that's like, okay.
What do we do now?
All right, forget it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, we're full steam ahead, and we're never going to stop. This organization will continue to grow because there's always going to be a need. So
yeah, it's a huge need.
You'll see us around. We've been around for almost 55 years, so there's no stopping us.
Yeah, no, our children are our future. You know, they're our future of America, and they have to be instilled with structure and, you know, setting goals and know that they can accomplish anything if they really want it.
Yes.
So I love that you guys teach that to them. So how can someone donate if they want to donate to Boys and Girls Club? Like, is it something where they have to donate, you know, on a monthly basis, or can they do a one-time donation?
Yeah, so great question. We'll accept anything and anything. No, I'm just
Crypto?
kidding. Yeah, Bitcoin. No, but they could go to our website, and we have a monthly giving opportunity, so they can donate monthly, bi-weekly, annually. We also love volunteers. As I mentioned, you know, we serve over 31,000 kids, and we're a staff of 432.
Yeah.
So we look to the community for different volunteer opportunities. You know, you can mentor, you can come in and teach games, you can be a coach. And then obviously any type of monetary donation really helps us, you know, fill the gap that we need. And God forbid we ever do lose the, you know, funding. You know, those will just help to fill the gap. So visit our website, bgcpbc.org, and you can check out all the different opportunities on how you can get involved with the organization.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, volunteering is such a rewarding thing to do too. Like, I feel like every time that something good has come out of my life is through volunteering, you know, so it's definitely, I feel like volunteering is actually more rewarding than getting paid sometimes, because you just have that sense of pride about it, and you can actually like change lives, especially with Boys and Girls Club. You can actually like mentor and like help influence this child to become like a better person, you know, for society.
Yeah.
So you never know, just by you taking that step and signing up today on the Boys and Girls Club website for volunteering or mentoring, how you can really change someone's life. So I definitely recommend volunteering for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, and come take a club tour. It's one of the most impactful moments that, you know, anybody honestly can see the work that we're making in the community and see hands-on what we're doing inside the clubs.
And you really do keep the facilities very nice. I have to say kudos to you guys for really maintaining the facilities and keeping them nice, because sometimes like when this facility is old and you've seen in other, like in the schools and that stuff, they really start going down in the quality of the, you know, the look of it.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like all the Boys and Girls Clubs that I've been to have been very well kept.
Yes, it's a very important part, to make sure it's a safe and clean environment for our kids. And we've got a great staff of our maintenance and facilities team that really makes that happen. You know, and we have buses and transportation that we provide to the clubs. So they make sure that those are safe for all the kids to get to and from the clubs.
Yeah. Well, it teaches to these kids that you need to take care of with your environment of where you are, you know, because you can see a lot of, especially kids that are in underprivileged communities, that they're not taught how to take care of things that they own in their environment. So, and that also can hurt your mental health. Like if you're not in a really nice environment, you know, you actually are more productive when you're in a nicer, you know, pretty place. Mm-hmm. Just like we like this pretty place.
Yeah, I want to stay here.
Yeah. So I heard that you guys do technology programs too with drones.
Yeah, we have an entire STEM program that goes out to all of our clubs. The kids sign up for these programs. We do everything from drone legends, where the kids learn to program drones, and then they'll compete against each other at the end of the 8-week program.
Okay.
And that is a program we've done in partnership with Carrier. So that one is a huge success. We've also done robotics. So the kids are learning how to use different robots, build robots. They've built their own gaming systems. And recently at our Pahokee site, one of our students is a genius, and he built out this all about for the blind and the deaf.
Wow.
I can't even explain the mechanism because it's beyond my intelligence, but because it was so great, he was able to secure an internship with Google this summer.
Okay.
So our kids are exploring all different opportunities, and they're really finding joy in the STEM program. It's probably our most popular.
Okay.
Because it's what kids do every day.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing with the remote controls and the VR headsets, and they're finding it more entertaining to build out their own things. So, you know, we also did a rocket launch. So the kids built their own rockets, and then they competed against each other on who's went the farthest. And they're learning about propelling and heat and, you know, all the different things that, you know, sometimes they're not learning in school because it's strictly stuck to what the book is, you know, teaching them. So we're really giving them that hands-on experience to learn science, technology, engineering, and math all in one.
That's great. Yeah, because they can get a taste for it and see, do I like it? Do I not like it? You know, and that could be a career path for them.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays STEM is where the careers are, AI and all the things now with technology. So we're excited to, you know, continue to grow the STEM program and see where it takes our kids.
Is there anything you guys don't do? You guys do so much. Like there's just like, it's like this whole like.
We're kind of a one-stop shop. You know, we do our cultural arts program, and we bring in partners, like I said, like yourself, Crazy Games. For our cultural arts, we bring in the Norton Museum of Art, where they're teaching different hands-on art things. Or we're going to the Boca Ballet, and the girls are learning ballet and the costumes, and then they have a performance at the end. We work at the Palm Beach Opera, and they are putting on their own opera and making their own costumes, and then they're performing at the Kravis Center. I mean,
that's
who
so
else
awesome.
is doing that? You know, and at such young ages, we're being able to expose them to these different, you know, experiences. So, yeah, no, I don't think there's anything we don't do. So,
oh my goodness.
yeah, we invite everybody to either be a community partner or to come experience these things as a kid.
That's so great. That's so awesome. Well, guys, make sure you donate to Boys and Girls Club. It is tax deductible too, right?
You got it.
So this would be a great organization to donate to right before tax season.
Yeah.
Bring your
checkbooks.
Right? Yeah, awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, you heard it from the best over here, Boys and Girls Club, Mrs. Erin, and we had a great time talking with her. So like I said, you guys can donate on the website. We'll go ahead and put that right in the podcast so you can see the website address. But thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you guys learned a little bit about what the Boys and Girls Club does in Palm Beach County. And if you have kids that want to get involved or you want to get involved, please do it today.
There's no skipping class, only running like an honor roll. Geronimo, horse derby race like a rodeo.